Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. We're doing another makeup and mom chat. If you guys didn't see the video that posted last Monday, go check that out. It was everything I was talking about from being a first-time mom. Things I wish I would have known about. Hit the subscribe button so you guys can see more makeup and mom chats, and let's get into this video. Kind of playing along with the theme here of first-time mom and, you know, everything that comes with it. I kind of wanted to touch on like baby registry slash product, things that I used as a first-time mom that you wouldn't expect to use, and other things that you would receive as a first-time mom that you probably never used. Kind of sounds interesting, right? So grab your coffee and we're going to get started with this video. So I already put on a moisturizing primer, and then we're going to go in with the e.l.f. Matte Putty Primer. This one I like to put in combination only when I use my L'Oreal Fresh Wear 24-Hour Foundation. It's the Infallible one. And I found that this specific primer is the only one that gets that foundation to last like forever. Anyway, I have filmed a video that is all about unpopular makeup opinions. See my opinion on the L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Foundation. I will link it in the eye. So we're going to use a foundation plate. Pump this on. We're going to do like 1.5 pumps. Things in your baby registry you wouldn't expect to use right away, as opposed to things that you won't use for a while. So I got this inspiration for this video, especially this series from Raw Beauty Christy. She's 33 weeks now, I think, when I filmed this, 32. She's basically in her last trimester, and she's going to be a first-time mom. She's having a baby boy. And so I got this from her because she was asking about a Mamaroo, which I guess is a type of swing. And she was saying like, oh, should I register? Should I not register for it? And then I thought back to like my initial baby registry, and I was like, oh, there were a lot of things that like I registered for, we used right away, and then other things that we like never used or only used every once in a while. So with that being said, I wanted to, that's the thing that we're talking about today, is the baby registry. What goes on, what are things that you're actually going to use as opposed to not use. When I registered, obviously I registered for like a stroller, a car seat, and it was a 2-in-1. So it was a Graco 2-in-1 where it was a stroller, and the car seat actually clicked into the stroller, but it also clicked into a base in your car, which a lot of baby seats come like that. We did not have like the Grow With Me one where that goes from baby to toddler and beyond. It was just easier registering for the 2-in-1. And then I also got a matching pack and play with it. You guys can see like in the description box below, I can link some of these things where we got them from on Amazon. So if you are a first-time mom, then you guys can see. They're not affiliate links, but it is going to be kind of helpful for you guys. That was on my baby registry. And then we also had obviously a pack and play on the baby registry. And if I remember right, I actually registered for a high chair and all of these different things that I thought I'd be using as a mom right away. And come to think of it, like there's some things I could have definitely waited on when it came to registering for these baby items. So we're going in with a finishing powder. It's the She Glam finishing powder, and it's in the color Natural. So we're just going to use this to set my foundation like on my face. As far as a high chair goes, honestly, you're not going to be using that for the first 4 to 6 months of your baby's life, depending on when they are cleared for solids. Now, is it okay to register for it? Yeah, I think so, but it's really just going to sit in the box for 4 to 6 months. So it's just going to take up space. Like you're not going to be able to open it. You're not going to be able to use it. For the first 4 to 6 months of your baby's life, your baby's going to be on milk. So bottles are a definite yes. But see, the thing is, when Clay and I registered for Braxton, we registered for these Playtex bottles, which they were like the angled ones, and they're supposed to help reduce colic. And you know, we had seen the ads. We were first-time parents. We didn't really know, like, anything about these bottles, so we used those at first, and come to find out, it really caused a lot of reflux issues with Braxton. After like continual research and trying to figure out what would be the best bottle for my son, I switched him to the Dr. Brown bottles. And to say I saw a difference in my son and his spit up was, it's uncomparable. Like, those bottles are like miraculous. Like, they are so good. I don't know what it is in them, but those bottles are amazing. So if you're a first-time parent and you want a bottle that's really going to help with spit up, no matter what, like if you're breastfeeding, if you're formula feeding, I swear these bottles, they were like made for a baby's stomach to help reduce everything that goes on with like reflux and, you know, spit up and all that fun stuff, like fun stuff. There were some other things that we registered for that like we pretty much didn't end up using a lot. We were sanitizing our son's bottles in the microwave. So it was this like microwavable, you filled it up with a little bit of water, you put the bottles in there and you heated it up and it would steam and it would clean the bottles. We did that for the longest time with Braxton. And I think a bottle sanitizer is pretty revolutionary. It is great, don't get me wrong. But your dishwasher nowadays has the capabilities of sanitizing your baby's bottles really, really well. That's because of the way that the bottles, one, they don't sit in dirty water when you're washing them, and two, the dishwasher actually gets hot enough or hotter for you to be able to sterilize your baby's bottles. And my daughter, that's how we washed all her bottles, and she never had a stomach issue ever. Is a baby bottle sanitizer really worth it? Not really. I don't think so. I think if you have a dishwasher, it's probably the best option. And if you don't have a dishwasher, then maybe you will want to get a baby sanitizer. So right now I'm just bronzing my face with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer and Bronzer. You guys saw me do that while I was talking about all of the bottle tips and everything like that. The only problem I found with this specific one that we had was that it was tiny. So sanitizing his bottles, it took a while. Yeah, a while, a hot minute. So next I'm going on to the blush. This is my Cover FX Blush Duo. So definitely if you are registering on Amazon, if you're registering on Target, when it comes to clothes and like registering for clothes, I think it is a good idea to register for clothes, but you need to be not picky, you need to choose larger sizes. I kind of touched on this in my first video for the mom chat, and it was talking about, oh, like buy ahead, and also about how like fast babies grow, and this baby is not going to be in their newborn clothes for that long. So I definitely suggest requesting bigger sizes. It's actually something that me as a first-time mom, I really didn't think about it, but as a second-time mom and at every baby shower that I have gone to since having my two kids, I always give bigger sizes. I don't give those teeny tiny sizes because they get into those big sizes pretty fast. I definitely suggest that if you guys are wanting to get clothes for your friend or if you're registering for yourself, definitely get with the bigger sizes. They will appreciate it. Okay. For highlight today, I'm actually going to be using a new highlighting palette. It's the Pure Nude Highlighter Palette from Essence. I've actually seen Kelly Gooch mention this on her channel quite a few times, and I was like, ooh, this looks good. So here is the Pure Nude Highlighter. It has like a pinky one, a golden one, and actually these have more of like a champagne and golden undertone. I really like mixing my highlighters. It's something I've gotten from the Rach Loves collab, and now every single time I use a highlight, I like to mix my highlights. So we're probably going to use the champagne one first and then go in with the pink one. And this does come with a mirror. This is actually like a really cute little highlighting palette. As of late, we're just using a brush. This foundation always makes me so mad. I see it's like breaking apart on my nose. Spoiler alert to the unpopular makeup opinions. I don't like the way that it wears down. So here's a really good tip for any first-time mom out there. Okay, so a lot of people, have you heard of the Gerber cloth diapers? And if you have, raise your hand because I had. I actually got this tip from my mom even before I had a baby. it was something that I noticed in my childhood that my mom really liked to use. And I was like, Mom, why are you using that? So my mom, when I was a little girl, she would use the Gerber cloth diapers to dust and clean our house. And she actually told me that these Gerber cloth diapers at one point in time served as our burp rags. And I was like, that's pretty ingenious. And then because they are so durable, my mom for the longest time used the cloth diapers as cleaning cloths when we were older. So that is something, you know, I recommend to any parent. So I'm just going to prime my lids really quick. We're using a concealer, and I'm putting a little teeny tiny bit on, and then I'm going to buff it out. You know, there's so much stuff to cover when it comes to your baby. So obviously you want to register for bibs, you know, cloth bibs. They tend to, your baby could go through more than one cloth bib in a day. And that all depends on how much they spit up, you know, what exactly is coming out of their mouth, even when they are not on solids. So one thing I definitely recommend for a bib are the feeder bibs. There's some from Parents' Choice that are at Walmart, and those ones are okay, but I have found over time after washing them, the little pocket that, you know, holds all the food or the spit up, it tends to like fold in on itself and it doesn't really cup anymore. So now that we are going into the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette, I'm using Sauced, which is this color right here. And this is going to be my crease shade. We're just going right on in here. I want this to be a very natural, subtle look because I have an eyeliner that I'm going to be using today. Doing just like a very subtle look. Oh, and if you guys didn't notice, I do have a candle back there going along with the whole like fall theme here. It's called Toasted Marshmallow. No, I'm sorry. Toasted Fireside, and it's from Ulta Beauty. So if you guys are interested in that, it is a 3-wick candle and it smells like freaking toasted marshmallow in here right now. Anyway, so the Parents' Choice ones are actually ones that I have greatly loved, and they are from Walmart, and I think they're like $5 or something like that. So they're the same price as the Tom Tippy ones, but they're made differently. So they actually, the cup that, you know, catches all the food is actually, it works and it doesn't fold in on itself. Now, I actually recommend these bibs even when your baby is formula feeding, and that sounds really weird, but about 20 minutes to a half an hour after your baby finishes their bottle, you really want to like sit them up and make sure that they aren't spitting all over themselves. And I have found that the bibs, they still catch all that spit up instead of going like all over a cloth bib and like soaking through the bib. The cup of the bib, the feeder bib, catches all of it, and then you can just wipe it away with a wet wipe. Or you can like take it off the baby and then, you know, rinse it out in the sink and then put it back on the baby, you know. As far as like drooling goes, cloth ones are probably the best, especially the ones that have like the little, it's like a little teething thingy at the bottom, at the tip of it, and then they suck on it and they can chew on it, all that fun stuff when they're teething. But it definitely helps because it catches everything, and then it also, you know, helps with when they're teething. I mean, those are top-notch ones. So like when it comes to bibs and burp rags, do not buy the normal burp rags, buy the baby cloth diapers from Gerber and buy the feeder bibs. Those are amazing. So next we're going to take En Fuego. This is kind of like a berry color, and we're going to do this on the outer corner, bring it into the crease here. I'm using an angled brush. Now when it comes to bedding and, you know, your baby's crib, so Braxton has one of those cribs where the changing table is attached, and I hate it. And there's numerous reasons why I hate it, but I think the first reason why I hate it is the reason, like, the way it's assembled is it's crib wall, and then it's the changing table wall, and the changing table wall is hard and solid wood. And Braxton hit his head, and then as he grew up and started getting older, he would kick it and make a lot of noise. So it definitely is a hindrance to his sleeping, And then the other thing that I noticed with that specific changing table connected, even though it saves a lot of room, I did not like it because my child started crawling up on it and getting into things he's not supposed to get into, or he used it to climb up and over his crib. We ended up transitioning Braxton into a toddler bed when he was 23 months because he started doing that. And then he also decided that climbing, like opening the drawers and climbing, was an option for him. So I definitely do not like the cribs that have the attached changing tables. Now, if you're like strapped for space, it is nice for that, for like space saving things. But like Claire's changing pad, her changing table is not attached to her crib, and it is so nice because she can't bang on it, she can't climb on it, and when she's old enough that we don't need a changing table in there, we just take the whole changing table out. Whereas Braxton's changing table is a part of his toddler bed, so it's still there. And as far as like actual bedding goes, the only thing your baby is going to need at first is fitted sheets and a protective mattress pad for, you know, if they leak out. I actually I have four mattress pads, 2 for each room of the kids, so that if they have an accident in the middle of the night or they wake up in the morning and they did pee through their diaper, I can immediately change the mattress pad and immediately change the sheets. I actually have like 6 or 7 sheets for both of the kids. So they have a lot of sheets in their room because that way you can just remake the bed and not have to worry about, you know, are the sheets clean? Are they not clean? And you have that plethora of everything extra. Now, does it take up a lot of room? Sure. But in the long run, it's going to save you some heartache, some headache, because you have all that extra stuff. So we're going to close up this palette, and I want to use another palette that's in my Shop My Stash Everyday Makeup Bag routine. Go check out that video, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that. I'm going to use the Festival by Juvia's, and we're just going to be tipping into the Udagwu color. I really enjoyed this color right here. It is a really, really subtle like gold color. This palette does not have a mirror, so that kind of drives me crazy. I'm going to go in with a flat brush. We're going to use Udagwu. This is going on the lid. Like, this is just a super subtle fall eyeshadow look. So I'm just like tapping this on very lightly because I actually want to go back in and I want to blend. So we're taking the crease brush that I used, and I am going to use some color today. We're going to match my outfits. We're going to use the Oro color, which is this yellow color here from the Festival by Juvia's. And I kind of want to incorporate this into that gold right here. Definitely register for a bassinet along with a crib because baby is going to be sleeping in the room with you for the foreseeable future. So to do the brow bone highlight, I'm going to use Woolly, I don't know. So I'm just going to take the brush that I used for the gold color. I'm going to blend this out a little bit. And as far as like blankets and stuff go, it's great to have blankets to like swaddle your baby. I love the muslin cotton ones where you can actually swaddle your baby and then they can, you know, be nice and cozy and have that like cuddly feeling without overheating, especially if you have a summer baby. I also like the Halo sleep sacks. Those ones are very, very nice, especially the ones that transition. So like you can swaddle them and then you can actually wrap it around their waist and have them free. It teaches them how to sleep without a swaddle. I like to smudge out my eyebrow gel. This one's the one from Mellow Cosmetics. I got it in a BoxyCharm, but I like to put it on my eyebrows and then kind of smudge it with a brush. I did that the other day and I just found it made my wonky, nasty eyebrows look a little bit better. So some things that you wouldn't expect to use that you're registering for right now. And this, yeah. So there's quite a few things that like people are like, oh, I need to register for that. Oh, I need to register for that. Oh, I need a swing for my kid. Oh, I need a jumpy play activity thing for my kid. And in all honesty, they aren't going to be using a play activity for a couple months. And by then, depending on how old your baby is, you may be able to actually find one on Marketplace at Once Upon a Child. You might be able to find one like, you know, on sale from Black Friday. There are so many options out there where you can buy used instead of new. So that is something I definitely push toward is, you know, if it's still good, if it's not broken, it can be used. Your baby is not going to be using an activity center until they can hold their head up, and even then they won't use it as much because they need to actually be able to stand to do that. Claire didn't start using her little jumpy activity thing, and Braxton didn't start using his until he was about 3 months old, like walkers and those walking things that, you know, people say help baby walk. They aren't going to use that until they're like 9 months old. I mean, your baby will give you cues as to when they're like ready to start standing, ready to start walking, like when they start pulling themselves up, but you don't need to register for, you know, the big toy stuff right as a newborn. One of the things that I do recommend, like for toys, is an activity mat. Those are so good for them to play with. It teaches them like the grasping and also like swat, like it just teaches them motor skills that, you know, they should be learning as a baby, like how to grab things, especially things that are in the air, that I noticed. And it really helped both my kids develop very, very well with their coordination. So right now I'm using the Juvia's Place. This is just a dip and draw brown eyeliner. So right now I'm just using the regular formula of Better Than Sex. This is going on my lashes. This is not one of my favorite mascaras, but I opened it the other day and I was like, I should probably use it. We're going to use it in combination with the Volume Stylist from Essence. The difference between a $25 mascara and a $5 mascara is astounding. Next, we're going to use a lip suede from Deck of Scarlet. I'm actually going to pair it with my Sarah Hocus Pocus lip liner. This is called Lucky Rat Tail. This is a really deep red, and I think that the two together are going to create a really pretty lip look. So I get kind of messy when I line my lips because I like to create a little bit of like, not texture, like, but I guess it's texture. It's like definition. So I like to, sometimes I'll like dab on the lip liner. Sometimes I will just like put it on. Sometimes I'll only concentrate it on the outside so you get kind of like that ombre lip effect. And then it just creates this really pretty, like, I don't even know how to explain it. Just really pretty mix of color on my lips. So my makeup is done. Did I finish what I was talking about? I think I did. Practicality. Register for things that you're going to be using for baby right away. Things that are practical that, you know, you don't want to have to run to the store like a day after you have your baby, things like that. So definitely register for things that are more practical that you're going to be able to use more often. I definitely suggest that when you go to a baby shower, or if you're having your own baby shower, you know, that type of thing, for the baby shower, definitely have a diaper draw where they bring in a diaper. It's called a diaper raffle, not a diaper draw. A diaper raffle. You know, your friends, your family who's invited, they bring in a package of diapers. They get a ticket for the package of diapers. Sometimes people use wipes as well as like a draw, like you get into the drawing. And then they win a prize. So here's the finished makeup look using a whole bunch of stuff in the everyday makeup bag, mostly with the Naked Heat for the eyes, and then also some of the Festival by Juvia's. And then we also dabbled in this new guy, which is so nice, so pigmented. This concludes the second edition of Makeup and Mom Chat. Have a whole bunch of ideas running through my brain for the next Makeup and Mom Chats. Go follow me on Instagram so you guys can actually go answer questions about like the next thing you would like to see on Makeup and Mom Chat. And I will see you guys later in my next video. Make sure you subscribe so I can see you. Bye!